Hello friends, welcome to PySpark video tutorials. Today's session I am going to cover RDD actions list. So previous session I have covered 10 RDD actions list, and today's session I am going to cover another 10. So total 20 will be covered in these two sessions. So if you look at the previous session, we covered collect, take, top, count, minimum. These all are aggregation functions, like it will give only one single value output as a single value: minimum, maximum, sum, mean, standard deviation, and take sample. So these are the previous session we covered, and today's session I am going to cover this is all the list. So first one is reduce. So this reduce, if you have a RDD with a list of values, so what this reduce will do, it will give the complete aggregation value of each which is available in this list, and it will give only single value as a output. So let's look at the example. So first we need to initialize PySpark in a Jupyter Notebook in local system. If it is Databricks, it's not required. So in local system we need to initialize this. Next we need to create a Spark contest. So once it's done, I have some sample data in one of the employee file, CSV file. So I'm creating RDD from file using a text file. So in Spark context, using this Spark context, there is a method called a text file. So using the text file method, I'm retrieving data from this file in local system, and that will be available in this RDD. So let's load this data. So Spark context has been created now, and I am running this data, so it's executed. So look at the example. So this is reduce, and here I am creating RDD first, and the list of values 1 to 7 I have given. And what this will do, I am using a function and a plus b here. So two parameters we need to pass in reduce. Okay, so let's run this. So what this will do, we are using a plus b means, so each value, it is a cumulative sum it will give. Final value is a single total available list of values. That's called reduce. See here 28, you can sum the values 1 plus 2 3 6 10 15 21 28. So if you add another value, another two values, 28 36, like this, you should give a next 45 you should get. Yeah, so like this we can go for using a reduce a function. It's a method you can call as a actions, RDD actions. Next move to another one, count by value, count by key. These two are, so yesterday session we used only for count, but if you have a list of values, okay, those if you want to get the count by key and count by the value, so that time you can go for using these two methods. You can say actions. So count by key, so it will give the count by each key, and the count by value, it will give the count by each value. Let's look at the examples. See here, these are the values. So I want to get the count by each value. So here 1, there is available 3 places, 1 2 3, and 3 is available 1 2 3 and 4. So like this, it should give a count by each value. That's called count by value. So 3, see 1 is available in 3 count, 3 is available 4 count, 2 is available in 3 count, this 1 2 and 3, yeah 3, and 4 is available 2 count. See here 4 and here is 4. 5 is available only 1, this 1. So like this you can go for, if you have any values, list of values, if you want to get the count by each value, that time you can go for using this count by value. And another one is count by key. So count by key, so this is the dictionary values if we have. So if you have a list of values with the key, so what this will do, it will give the count by each key. If you look at this, have a A1, A3, A5. So total 3 is available, right? 3 keys are available, and B1 and B2. So totally 2 Bs are available. Like this we can go for count by key. So this is the count by value and this one is count by key. So these are two related to count. By value you can get count, by key also you can get count. Let's look at another one. There is a fold. So this fold is like a folding. It's like aggregate the elements of each partition whichever is available in this RDD list. So look at the example how it will work. This is the fold. I have using add operator here, and this is the list of values 1 to 5. Now I'm using a fold here. Look at how it will fold the values. That's called aggregate the each values. And if you have a multiple partitions, so it will give each partition values. So here 15, 1 2 3 3 6 10 15. That's called fold. So these are two parameters. So first parameter is 0 and the second parameter is an operator. Which operator we are going to use? There's the add. We are adding this. This is called a folding. So this is the one action, or you can say method, is available. Then look at another one, range. So range means if you want to create a sequence of values. Normally this is required for unit testing, and any unique values if you want to create for any customized columns, number integer columns, that time you can go for this range. So normally we'll go for unit testing. This range. So how it will work means, just look at the example. So here instead of defining a list, just I am defining range here. So range start value and end value you can give, or single value also you can give. So it will start from whatever you are giving a value start, and end value is like this. And if you are not giving any start value, default it will start from 0. Okay, remember range is always default start with from 0. Let's look at the example how it will. See here. So 0 means like always the count will be n minus 1. So look at this. And if you're not giving here, I'm giving 20. Okay, I'm not giving any start value. So it will start default start with 0. There's a maximum value if you're not giving any parameter, like first parameter as starting value. Look at this, 0 to 19. So like this you can go for generating some sequence of values using this range method. This one action is available. Okay, then another one is variance. So if you want to calculate the variance, whatever the list of values, so you can go for using that variance. So directly I am using here, or you can so just wait, it's running. See, this variance for this 1 to 6 values is 2.9. Then you can add other values and you can calculate the variance for these values. So like this we can go for using variance. This is the method, or you can say function. So 6.6 it is variance. And another one is sample variance. The difference is variance and sample variance. So whenever you are going for variance, it will do the variance for all the available values. If you have a 10 is available, like 10 numbers, or you can say 10 values are available, it will do the all. But sample variance, it will do n minus 1. N minus 1 means if you have a 6 values, it will do 5 values variance. So look at the result. You can see the difference. We'll add the same list 8 9. See here 3.5. So earlier normally 6 values we got here, 2 point change. Now here 3.5 we got. So you can run the same sample variance again with the same values here, same values I am using here. So here we got a 6.6, here we got a 7.5, because so sample variance will do the variance for n-1, not for all records, only one records it will reduce. That's called the sample variance, and this is variance will do all the values. There's the difference, variance and sample variance. So normally for unit testing that time, if you require, you can go for this sample variance, and so sample variance are done. Next, save as file and save as pickle file. There are if you want to save this data, RDD data, into any external file, you can go for using this save as file. And there is another one is called save as a pickle file. This one is for a sequence of serialized objects it will create, that's called save as. This only the difference. Let's create one example how to save this data. So I have this RDD data as employee data, so you can query this. So these are the available data. So I want to create this data, save this data into file. That's called, we are using save as file. And coalesce we are using for number of partitions, so that is called coalesce. So if you are not using coalesce, default it will create files, all part files. So normally Spark will create a part files. So I will show you how it will create, and I am going to save this in C directory files source. So this is the C directory files and source. So whenever you are saving this data into like from Spark data frame or RDD, so it will create a folders. So I am specified as a file, but it will create as a folder. Inside folder it will create a part files. So I am running this. So it's done. Go here, see, save as file.csv folder created, and here it is created as a data file. And you want to edit this data, you can see this data, it's a part file is created, and the entire data is, you can see this, it's a comma separated data. There are other files it will create a success, it's a log file, and a CRC file it will create for success and part both. Okay, like this we can go for saving this data RDD or data frame data into as a file. So we can go for save as a text file, and another one is save as a pickle file. Let's run this. And there is another parameter called default mode, that's called the default size is 10. So if you want to specify, you can specify that. So let's look at that. Yeah, source files, see here, save as a pickle file is created, folder is created, and this is the data file. It's like same as a data file only. See here, this hub, this is a different, but data file only, it will create a different structure. That's why it's a serializable object file it will create. So if you want to create, if you have a requirement like this, you can go for using this pickle file. So like this is direct as save as text file, this is save as pickle file. So it's a bytecode, these all are bytecode. So like that we can go for using save as pickle file. Save this RDD as a sequence of serialized objects. And the last one is the stats. So what is stats means, it will give the complete multiple output of your RDD. Look at this example, how it will give minimum, maximum, count, that's called stats. See here, I am using a stats, count is 6, mean is 3.5, standard deviation, minimum, maximum. These all values is giving here, that's called a stats. So if you want to use, instead of going for multiple functions, you can go for multiple actions or functions like minimum, maximum, standard deviation, mean, count. You can go for only one method, that's called stats. So like this we can go for using stats. So thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel to get more videos and updates on my channel. Thank you very much.